I want to talk about the Kevin Hart roast Netflix jokes. And I want to say this is why majority of Black people cannot or properly heal from their own trauma. Because you have jokes like that about lynching, about Black women, about Joy Floyd, which is a very traumatic event that happened that remind us of the past. And you have people making this kind of joke and inject dose of trauma again to our body. So the world, particularly the United States, what they do with our traumatic events, so they profit from it. They're advertising it to the point that every day we get a dose of it. So a group of people that constantly have that, it is very difficult for that group of people to heal from it by hearing it every day. So it's conditioned for us to continue live that trauma every day. And so that is why many of us have difficulty to heal properly from trauma. Here's an example. In the Jewish community, they have a traumatic event happen to them, the Holocaust. It happened. Horrible. And society have understood within the Jewish community, they have experienced a traumatic event. And over the years, people should not use joke demeaning their ancestors. And every time people make a joke about the Jewish community, society dealt with it, and the Jewish community also fight for that. And so therefore, the Jewish community able to heal and be productive in the society because they're able to have the buffer because society come together and then use the techniques to help them heal. Now, when you take the Black community, we don't have that kind of support or buffer. We get ridicules, demeaning, we get racism every time in a heavy dose. So therefore, it's very hard for us to heal from that traumatics because the world does not allow us to proper heal from it and to proper heal our communities because trauma has a way to hold you down, to keep you on a hostage. So when we continue with the joke on Netflix, you have people jokes about Joy Floyd, for example. Joy Floyd, what happened to him was a very traumatic event for Black people. That's something people shouldn't jokes about that. And you have them making jokes about our women. That's not even good either. These are the things that is very harmful when you're dealing with trauma. And this country have a lot to say about trauma informs, but they have difficulty to understand that Black people still dealing with traumatic events that related to how our ancestors have been triggered and then ridiculed and then brutalized. And so I believe this is why we have difficulty of healing our own trauma. But one thing I can leave you with, the way I'm helping myself, because this channel is about health, healing, wisdom, and God. So the way I help myself with trauma, because I have God, I put God first. And so I got my buffer from God. And then also from family. And another big things too is from our sisters, Black to Black women. When we meet each other, we get that buffer from each other. The eye contact, the I sister, I see you, the baby that we call, the name calling we call each other, the sweet names. These are the buffer that we get within our community. And I think if you're experiencing the trauma, if you are a Black person, there is way you can help yourself, even though if society does not provide that buffer. You can get it from God. You can get it from your fellow Black men or fellow Black women. You can get it in communities. You don't have to continue suffer within that state of mind. There is hope. There is counselor. There is therapist. But again, society keep putting that dose on us. That is one of the big factor why we have difficulty to heal properly. And I think as people, we also need to be mindful with each other so we can do our healing within ourselves. How do we do that? I think maybe we should start taking some note from the Jewish community. That is one of the big way we could do it. Build within our community, be a change agent. When you hear things like that, you provide the buffer. And so when Black people hearing it, they say, we did had someone there, but that person was there. He had done what he needs to do, or she did what she needed to do. So this is the message, and don't forget to share. And then if this is resonate, let me know what you think in the comment section. Bye-bye.